What's up, YouTube? It's Mike with Duel Links Task Force, bringing you an amazing free-to-play deck, the DDD Fusion / Synchro deck. Now, free-to-play means exactly what I said. I hit the box one time with a restart account. That's how I got lucky enough to drop an ultra rare dream ticket for the second slime. But other than that, I only hit this box one time. So let's dive right into the deck build. First up, we have DD Swirl Slime. Now, this card is a staple in the deck. If you're going to run it competitively, I would strongly suggest going for 3. Get it, restart, get it, restart, get it, restart. You know the drill. But if you want to be a free-to-play player, then you're going to have to make do with only having one. Or if you have a dream ticket laying around, go ahead and spend it on this. It's a good deck. So basically what this card does is you can fusion summon one DDD monster using this card and any card in your hand, which means you can use Wave of Oblivion, Flame King, Beowulf, whatever it is you want to summon out, you can use this card and one other card from your hand to do so. The second effect it has is if it's banished from the graveyard, you can then special summon one DD monster from your hand. Now, that is great for setting up a combo because you could have a fusion monster out on the field and then turn around, banish this from your graveyard, and special summon a monster from your hand to the field. So now you got 2 monsters instead of 1. 2 is always better than just having a single target out on the field, in my opinion. So I can run 2 because of the ultra rare dream ticket. I would only be able to run 1 if I didn't. So I hope you guys take my advice, go for the 3rd. Up next, we have DD Vice Typhoon. Now, the first effect it has is not used that much that I've seen. I don't use it at all, as a matter of fact. When this card is normal summoned, you contribute 1 DD monster, special summon 1 level 7 DD monster from your deck. Like I said, I don't really use that effect that much. I haven't really seen it used that much. But if you want to use it, by all means, it's there to use. Now, what is interesting is the second effect. If this card is in the graveyard because it was sent there this turn, you can fusion summon 1 level 8 or higher DDD fusion monster from your extra deck by banishing the material from your graveyard, including this card. So, quick little combo. You use slime, you use this, you bring out your fusion, you use the slime to, I don't know, bring out King. You bring out King, so now you got your fusion, King on the field. Then you can turn right around. If this card was used for that fusion, banish this and the slime, and then bring out a 3rd card on the field, which will be 2 fusions and your King, and have a whole slew of flooded monsters on your side of the field. Amazing, amazing card to have. So I run 3 of these in this deck. You may only want to run 2. It can get a little bricky at times, but I would stick with the 3. Up next, we have my absolute favorite card out of the whole entire deck, DDD Dragon King. Now, what makes him so special is if you can special summon him using the effects of, slime, special summon him out, you have him on the field. He's 2600. Now, granted, I use Power of Dark, so it boosts him up quite a little bit more. But you bring him out. His effect is once it's activated, he gains 500 attack. Now, that in itself is impressive, but the second part of that is you can discard a card and then destroy 1 spell or trap on the field. So, you can use it to pop your opponent's back row. If they only set 1, it's great for an OTK setup. Or if they're just flooding it, it's a good way to start clearing out the mess. Or you can use it if you're using contracts, any of the contract cards that you use in this particular build. If you have it out on the field that you needed it to fusion summon, you can use him to pop it so you no longer take that 1000 damage at the end of the turn that it normally deals you out. Unless you have the fusion, in which case Flame King negates that, and then you can just gain 1000 health. But if you don't have the fusion, this is a great secondary to have. so you don't have to take that 1,000 damage. So I absolutely recommend running 3 of these in this deck. Next up, we have DD Night Owl. Now, DD Night Owl by himself is not that impressive, except for the fact that he can bring back a monster from the graveyard when this card is normal summoned. So, another great play is you done got your Typhoon, you done got your King in the grave, one of the two. Both of them are level 7s. So what you can do is then, if you got 2 fusions out on the field, you can, or not 2, but if you got your fusion out and one of your fusion gets destroyed, you can summon this card out, bring him back, or, you know, Typhoon or King, whichever one you want to bring back. Bring him back, go for your 10 Synchro, which is an amazing card, like I said. Boost him up because of my Power of Dark, like I said. Now you've got your Synchro back on the, or a Synchro back on the field, a fusion on the field. So now you're back in business. You don't have one setting target ready to be destroyed by Karma Cut or whatever nice back row they decide to use at this point in time. So, absolutely run 3 if you're really concerned about the Synchro. If not, you can replace it with something else. Maybe you like Ghost Cube or whatever you want to call it. I don't particularly recommend running that at all. So, 3 of these in this particular deck. Next up, we got Dark Contract with the Gate. Now, again, this is another one of those cards that if you're going to want to play it super, super competitive, you're going to want 3. I only got 2 because, you know, like I said, free to play here. I only got 2. Now, what this card does is you can add 1 DD monster from your deck to your hand. So that is great for if you need your Night Owl or you need your Slime or you need whatever it is you may need. You can bring it straight from your deck, straight to your hand, and start your Synchros, start your Fusions, whatever that may be. Now, you also take 1,000 damage at the end of your damage step, unless you have your Fusion out, again, which negates that, and then in turn gives you 1,000 health. So, it's, like I said, this deck is a real high risk, high reward. Either you're going to get what you need and you're going to beat them, or you're just absolutely not going to get anything and you're going to get destroyed. But it's so much fun to play. So, like I said, this being free to play, I don't have my super rare dream ticket yet. I will be getting that one tomorrow. So I will definitely be adding a 3rd one of these into this deck. Up next, we got Dark Contract with the Swamp King. Now, what this particular card does, it allows you to fusion monsters from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field as fusion material. You can only use this effect of Dark Contract once per turn. Now, if you summon a DD fusion monster this way, you can also banish monsters from your graveyard as fusion material, which again, much like the other effect, is great if you've got 2 or 3 cards in your graveyard, your DD monsters, and you've got no way of bringing out Slime or anything else you think you've bricked. You can activate this card, fusion summon from your graveyard, boom, you're right back in business. Now, just like Contract with Gate, it also does 1,000 damage. So, if you got this and Gate both out on the field and you don't have your fusion to negate that, you're going to take 2,000 damage at the end of your standby phase. So, it is real important either to get rid of these cards using King's effect to destroy them, or have your fusion out, or be absolutely sure you can one-shot your opponent. Because if not, at the end of your standby phase, you're going to take automatically 2,000, not to mention if your opponent is attacked into you. But if it has or hasn't, you're going to really, really, really want to get rid of these or have your fusion out. So, I run 2 of these because it's free to play. But if I get the chance to go through the box again, I'm definitely probably going to add a 3rd. Maybe. I'm not entirely sure. I don't want to brick too much with it. And then, since I only use this box, I figured I'd use this card. It does work pretty well, I would say, with the current meta, especially the ones who only set 1 card and in their turns, or maybe set a monster down in a back row. You can pop the back row. This card right here, Acid Trap Hole. Target 1 face down defense monster on the field, flip it face up, then destroy it if its defense is 2,000 or less. And if it's more, you just return it back down face down. So either way, you get to see what it is or it gets destroyed. And most of the time, the defense is nowhere near 2,000 or higher. So most of the time, it's going to destroy the monster. You can get rid of the back row. You can attack in for the OTK. I run 2 of these just because, like I said, it was a free-to-play box, and I wanted to stick to that level of commitment. Up next, we have the core card to destroy cards besides King. Dark Contract with the Witch. You can send 1 DD or Dark Contract card from your hand to the graveyard, then target 1 card on the field and destroy it. Like I said, if they play a back row, you can use King, destroy that 1 back row, use this, destroy the other back row. So now you've destroyed both back rows. You probably use your Acid Trap or whatever you want to use to destroy that monster. Now you've got a clear shot for the OTK all day long. And the cool thing about this card is once it's activated, of course, you take the 1,000 damage at the end of the damage step if you don't have your fusion out. But the really cool thing about this card is it boosts up all fiend types on your side of the field, which your cards are fiend types. It boosts them up by 1,000 attack during your opponent's turn. So if you only had 3,000, now you'll have 4,000 during your opponent's turn. So it makes it, if they have a Blue Eyes, they can't swing into him with Blue Eyes and destroy him and destroy his Blue Eyes too. It doesn't work that way now. Now he is 4,000 or 4,200, whichever case you may be. So he cannot swing into it to destroy it. So this card, while it has its ups and downs for destroying things, it is primarily used, in my opinion, for a back row cleaner and to boost up for 1,000. Because, like I said, if you got a monster sitting there 3,000, they got a Blue Eyes, they attack into it with Blue Eyes, boom, they destroyed their Blue Eyes, but they might have a stone in the graveyard, so they get 1 at the end of the turn, and you're left with no monster. Well, with this card, it is no longer the case. You will gain 1,000. You will put you at 4,000, so he cannot swing in and destroy it with anything 4,000 or below. So it's pretty great. So I run 3 of these just because I hate back row. Now we're going to get to the fusions real quick. Flame King, you got 2 DD monsters. If it's used to summon, you can target 1 DD monster in your graveyard, special summon it, which is cool. You can bring back King, you can bring back Typhoon, you can bring back Slime, you can bring out whatever you want back from your graveyard, have another monster out on the field. If it's destroyed by battle, or if this card is destroyed by the card effect, you can target 1 Dark Contract in your graveyard, add it back to your hand, so you can get back to your fusion summons, whatever you need, bringing a card from the deck to your hand. Dragonbane, Beowulf, absolutely fantastic card. You can boost him up by 3,000, or he is boosted up by 3,000, my apologies. I use Power of Dark because, like I said, new account. I don't really have no other good skills to use with this deck, so it puts him at 3,200. When he attacks a defense monster, he inflicts piercing damage. So him, coupled with your Synchro or coupled with King or anything else you have on the field, you're almost guaranteed to get the OTK. And during the end of your standby phase, you can destroy all cards in spells and trap zones, which means destroy all your opponent's back row or destroy all your back row, so you're not taking those 1,000 licks each time. And then Oracle King, this is the one that negates all those nasty little traps and spells that you use that are supposed to take 1,000 damage. He instead makes it where you gain 1,000. So if you got 3 cards activated on the field and you got him, you are essentially gaining 3,000 health each standby phase. So you're boosting up your health, you're getting to where you can flood the field with your monsters, you're destroying back rows, you are just setting yourself up for a really good time. So I always try to at least bring this card out with, if not the first go around, then definitely the second. And I run 2 of those, of course. And then you got your Synchro summons. He's a level 10, of course, because 3 for the Howl, 7 for Typhoon and King makes you 10. If 3 or more DD monsters are on the field, this card gains 3,000 attack, which means if you have a nice combo set up, you got a fusion, your Oracle, you got your fusion out, you got King or another fusion, and then you bring this guy out, and he's sitting there. Now, he is no longer 3,000, he is 6,000. And of course, he is a fiend, so my effect boosts him up by 200. So he is 6,200. So you could effectively swing in with your fusion, do the damage from Beowulf from the defense, then swing over and just annihilate him with 6,200. Now, if another DD monster is normal summon or special summon to you, while you have this on the field, you can target one DD monster in your graveyard and special summon it. So like I said, you can special summon it after you've already summoned one. Now you got 3 monsters on the field. He then gains the 3,000 attack, and it's game over. So, I hope you guys enjoy this. If you have any kind of decks that you just don't have the time to restart to try to get, or you want to see some gameplay with, you want an honest opinion on it, give me a like, give me a comment on the deck you want to see. I will restart. I don't care how long I have to do it. I don't care what it takes. I will restart for that deck as long as it's reasonable, 1 to 2 packs, somewhere along that lines. I will grind out to try to get the gems to make whatever I have to make you guys happy. So if you guys enjoy this video, please like, comment, subscribe. Stay cool, everyone.